Good evening. How is everybody doing tonight? Hopefully you guys are having a great start to your weekend. It's Friday, the 3rd. I need to switch my block down here because it's wrong. It's wrong. Now we have to go to the other block. Okay, but we are on April 3rd. It's already April. It's already April. We're into spring. We're into spring now, which is always makes me happier because then, after spring comes summer, and summer is pool season. So check me outside, cash me outside, whichever you want to do, because I'll be outside all summer. But welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. We are going to be talking about the Idaho 4 tonight. There's a couple new interviews that have come out. I thought we'd listen to one of them tonight and then listen to the other one on our next live because it's a little bit longer. Hopefully my dogs are good. They're out there in the living room by themselves with the cat. Hopefully the cat's taking care of things. But there's actually a new book that's come out in the Idaho 4 case. I can hear my dog barking. It's called Broken Plea. So I'm going to pull it up and show you guys the author. I don't know who he is. Never heard of him. Christopher Whitcombs. So he's putting out a book. It comes out April. Let me see what Amazon said. April the 28th. So this month. Hey, Mary Beth. Hello. Hey, Casey. And hey, Lee. And hey, Kitsy Cats. Hey, TM. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Catherine. Hello. And everybody that's watching that's not in the chat. You should leave a comment in the chat. Let us know where you're from. We'd love to know. And let us know if the weather's nice where you are. Or if it's crazy where you are. Because I've heard there's tornadoes. I've heard there's not tornadoes again, but I heard that there's fires out in California. I've heard that there's a lot of stuff going on out there. It's pretty good in Ohio. We got a little bit of rain. So this was published on April 1st. I don't know if it was, an April Fool's Day's joke, but they didn't hit the mark. So I put that in because I want to know what it was. So we're going to go over this because it says what you need to know about this new book that's coming out, just in case you want to buy it, or if you want me to read it to you, let me know. A new book investigates the truth of the 2022 Idaho murders in which 4 college students were stabbed to death. Christopher Whitcomb's Broken Plea, the explosive search for truth behind the Idaho murders, explores the killings and its trial in new depth. I'm curious because, I think that everybody's went over everything that, has to do with this case and went over every possibility, So let's see. None of us know what happened in Moscow that horrific Sunday night in November, but it is my hope that this book will be a first step towards understanding. What credentials does he have? I wonder. In November 2022, tragedy rocked the town of Moscow, Idaho, when 4 University of Idaho students were stabbed to death in an off-campus apartment. In 2025, Brian Koberger accepted a plea deal in order to avoid the death penalty for the murders of Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Gonzalez, Xander Coronado, and Madison Mogan, and was sentenced to 4 life sentences without parole. In a new book, author Christopher Whitcomb aims to uncover the truth of the killings and investigation. People can exclusively reveal the cover of Broken Pleas, the explosive search behind the truth of the Idaho murders, set to publish this month from Harper Select. Okay, well, I looked on Amazon. An imprint of HarperCollins Focus. Per the book's official synopsis, Broken Plea draws from court records, witness statements, investigative timelines, and apparently overlooked consistencies to examine how a rush to judgment may have shaped one of the most closely watched murder cases in recent history. Okay. And I swear that's the same cover as the other book. I'll be damned if it's not. Hold on. I got this big light in my face. So, I think I put the other one away because it's not hard. It wasn't. I'm trying to do hard copies on that wall. So the third one I think's in the closet, but the third one I swear it has the same picture. What's it called? That one's An American Tragedy. That one's When the Night Comes Falling. A Night in Idaho, maybe. I think that's what it was called. A Night in Idaho. Oh, look at that. It's a Saturday morning over there in Melbourne, Australia. I think about that for a minute. I think we had some Did we have someone in here from Austria last night, or were you from Australia and was it you? And I said Austria. Because if it was, I'm sorry. And I like your name, Lindy. That's cute. I like that you like the little kangaroo there. I had to think about that for a minute. When the night comes falling. Yeah, that one is Howard Bloom's. This one is called, I believe, the what I said, A Night in Idaho. Hold on, I'm gonna go check. I gotta move this cat bed and then move my little makeup stand over here, and then I can get into the closet. We got a cat, mobile set up right here. Okay. So I know I put it in here. Everything is so organized in here, and I thought I would find it. Oh, here it is. While Idaho slept. JK, I guess I was wrong. Because I do have 3 books. I have I have the Howard Bloom one, When the Night Comes Falling, and then I have the James Patterson one, the Idaho 4 and American Tragedy, and then I have this one. Did we read this one? Does anyone remember if we read through 2 or 3? I'm thinking we read 2, but maybe we did read this one. And this one is While Idaho Slept. I got this for a killing. I mean, bad choice of words, but I think this one was like the cheapest one because it was, of course, not a hard copy. This one is $31.99 or something. It's like pretty expensive. It says, broken plea, however, does not claim certainty that where none exist, and instead pursues questions not fully explored throughout the investigation, along with potential sideline evidence, leads and alternative explanations. Okay. This book is one of the most complex and compelling projects I've ever undertaken, and one of the most important. Okay. When Brian Koberger pled guilty, he spared family and friends the ordeal of a trial, but left us all with haunting questions. How did one man break into 1122 King Road in the middle of the night, violently murder 4 young college students in less than 5 minutes, and escape, leaving hardly a clue? It wasn't 5 minutes. He could do it, though. What were his motives? Where are his weapons? How did he scatter blood throughout the 2nd and 3rd floors without tracing a single cell of DNA outside the house to his apartment or back to his car? When Koberger refused allocution and disappeared into a life behind bars, he took the answers with him. Allocution, sir? Whatever happened that terrible Sunday morning at 1122 King Road will never be revealed through a slow drip of FOIA requests and police disclosures. Don't tempt us. If we want to find the truth, we must look deeper into what the files reveal about what Brian Koberger's, they didn't even spell Brian right, unexplained plea. There's been 2 mess ups in this article. The author and former journalist and member of the FBI hostage rescue team was also motivated to write the book because he believes in justice as a truth, not an objective. This guy? He was on the hostage rescue team? Is that what they're trying to say? As a former FBI agent, I'm sorry if I don't take those words very seriously. When we have people out, Jennifer Coffendorfer out here. But it says, I believe in the American system of justice, the best in the world, but that doesn't mean it's perfect. Cops and technologies fail and witnesses falter. And yes, guilt may be the domain of lawyers and courts, but if we as a society truly believe in its foundations, we should be willing to ask hard questions and look deeper. None of us knows what happened in Moscow that horrific Sunday night in November, but it is my hope that this book will be a first step towards understanding. Well, I feel like this book might be like I don't know. It's a little crazy. I can get it on free audiobook though. I don't know if I could play audiobooks, but you can get it free through that. But I like the book. Like I want to have the book, so I'll get the book if I have to. I figured, yeah. Okay, let me pull this up. Let me unpin it actually. So that's all that's all she wrote about that. Let me see if anybody who still talks about Brian Koberger. Nobody? Anybody? Nope, not since he went to the DMV. With his gloves on. No, I don't know. Okay, so I got this video from Connor. I'm going to make sure that I put their link in the chat. I usually put it in my description. I forgot to put it in my description, so I will. I think I have to do it after the live. So I will after the live, but it'll be in the chat. So if you want to go over there, you can catch some other videos. But and this is the Kelvin Cobbley interview, and it's from December 14th, 2022. So after the murders, he's going to talk about how he knows Xana and Ethan. I was listening to a little bit of it earlier, but I only got in like a few minutes, and then I was like, I'll just listen to it with you guys so you can get my reaction and I could get your reaction. See if he says anything worth note. He's a Sigma Chi brother of Ethan, so we'll see what he says. We'll see. And okay, I'll give you guys the option. Options here. I can leave it like this. This is the whole video. So there's no video. It's just like to the interview. It's just audio. So we could leave it like this. I could put the subtitles up for you guys. That way, if you need to, understand it better, or if you want, I could put like an overlay up and you guys can like see different pictures of Brian Koberger and like the Idaho 4 and stuff. Let me know. I'll start it off like this, and then let me know if you want me to put pictures or something up, because I could do that. And hey, King Chess Club, welcome in. And hey, Jillian. Oh, was that what it was? One Night in Idaho was okay. Thank you. I'm like, I was still thinking about that. I'm like, what was that One Night in Idaho about? I have it on Patreon actually. I was like, man, okay. So this is 36 minutes. I'll put the closed captioning on in case anyone needs it.
Okay, it's December 14th, 2022. This is Detective Sergeant Mike Van Lubin with the Idaho State Police. It is 4:32 p.m. and
I'll make this a different color. That way you can actually see it, because it looks like it's kind of blending in with the background.
I'm here at the Moscow Police Department interviewing for victimology for Ethan. So, when did you first meet Ethan?
I rushed Ethan into the house. I was that year, the year that they were freshmen. That's really when I first got to know them, was probably on the second or third day of rush. Great kids from the start. I mean, just same things, beaming personalities, all of it. So from there, that was pretty much the first time I met both of the brothers, and then I hadn't met until maybe...
I guess I can't change the color. I normally can, but for some reason I can't. Hey, Ladybug.
The second semester of that year sometime. I really wasn't close with or spent a ton of time around her or anything.
Did you know any of the other girls over at 1122?
No.
Never met them? Never come to the parties?
No, I wasn't familiar with them really. I knew by name, but no, I couldn't put a face to the name necessarily before an event like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to 1122?
Maybe once or twice. I really couldn't. Maybe in the first semester. I can't remember if I maybe stumbled my way over there at some point.
Okay. So did you ever know Ethan's parents?
No, not really.
Why'd they have to redact that? That's weird.
But other than that, not really on a personal scale or to hold a personal conversation with them.
So you just met the parents weekend?
Yeah, pretty much.
Let me ask you about that parents weekend.
He looks like the guy that was on the roof. Do you guys remember? Hey, Judy, welcome in. You guys, I'll have to find the video. It's one of the videos where the cops are going around and they're talking to everybody, and they go up to this house that's like around, it's just down the like corner from 1122. And there's a guy on the roof, and for some reason he reminds me of that guy that was on the roof. And he looks older than 20 or 22. In my opinion.
Who's were at your parents' weekend.
Okay.
Says that she remembers there being somebody there, some guy that didn't belong there, and he had to get escorted out. Do you remember that event, that instance?
Sorry.
I wish they had fixed the table that he's writing on.
My parents' weekend was pretty filled with finances, though, for that, so I was pretty much in the back room the whole time.
Wait, I missed that. He was in the back room because what? Because his money was tied up with his parents' weekend. Hold on, sorry.
Says that she remembers there being somebody there, some guy that didn't belong there, and he had to get escorted out. Do you remember that event, that instance?
Sorry. My parents' weekend was pretty filled with finances, though, for that, so I was pretty much in the back room the whole time.
So is he trying to say that he wasn't at a party because a parents' weekend coming up? I'm gonna say that's a lie.
So tell me about relationships that Ethan had in the house.
Yeah.
Who's his best friend?
The people he spent the most time around, I would say, would probably and probably and I believe is his full name. And I think they were really good for each other because a lot of those kids were really in similar places at the time of like really trying to figure out, kind of not so much because he's older than the bunch, but those kids were younger, and it's kind of weird because came in same PC technically, so rushed with them, but he was a junior at the time, so mentally more mature and kind of had school and those things figured out. And I think that those dudes got so close because they were really trying to deal with the same things of school, relationships, things like that, things that young kids do deal with at that point.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why they got attracted to each other so closely, so quickly.
Okay. What kind of friend was Ethan?
Always there. I live alone in the bottom rooms, like on the lower 40 now.
Those were always two hands.
Right, kind of a swanky, like I'm going now.
Kind of one man,
right?
It's in the guy. That's
right.
A bit strange to me.
But I mean, a lot of my time I spent with Ethan after my sophomore year, his freshman years, like this year, a lot of the time I spent with him was online video games or things like that. But man, he was like always texting you, always seeing what you're doing, like really cared. I mean, I feel like you hear the same things, but it really was who he was. And
was he polite, nice, warm, or was he ever annoying or
like
confrontational?
He always knew, like, even if he like started pushing things to the line, he always had that like feeling of where that line was and like when he'd overstepped, and like was always big enough to be like, I'm sorry, like, but like I can't really think of times that he ever would push things like that. He never really pushed the envelope, was always more on the caring side than confrontational.
Do you remember him having a conflict with anybody, either in the house or out of the house? Do you remember him ever, getting a yelling match with somebody, or
No, anything more than like, dude, pick up your dishes or something like that.
no, it's something serious?
No,
Was he ever involved in a fight?
no.
So if you look at this list, you can see the people that have been marked, and I think the ones in stars have been described as good friends of his, and the P's are for people in his pledge class. If you look over that list, do you generally agree that those are the people that we should be talking to?
Yeah. Let's see one that you guys are really missing. Yeah.
A name that's come up that maybe we should talk to. Did he have a relationship with him at all?
Not that I can really speak on a whole lot comfortably.
Did he have a relationship with any of the girls at 1122?
No, not that I am aware of at all.
Okay. What about?
I really can't speak on any of his relationships either. From what I know, neither of them went out that much, but I don't go out that much either, so.
Okay. Where did Ethan spend his time?
I honestly never went to his apartment off campus. For the first entire time, I thought he was actually living at the Browns or the Yellows, which are right behind the Whites. Right? I thought that's where his original single person apartment was, but so I had never been to his other apartment, but he was always at the house, whether it was room, which is on the opposite side of me on the bottom of the lower 40, or hanging out with and those guys. But most of the times when I saw him was at the house and not out partying and things like that.
Did he spend a lot of time at 1122?
Yes, I mean, not that I can speak of I personally knew when he was there and when he wasn't, but I know that he spent a significant amount of time at Xana's house, yeah.
Did you know Xana before Ethan?
Not anything more than she's in our Clash of Clans clan, but I've talked to her a couple times here and there. We were freshmen together, but I probably didn't know her until I was a sophomore, honestly.
Okay.
Great girl, though. Great person.
Did they seem like they were going to go the distance?
I think, to me, they were the same person. Goofy, almost so, not what's the word I'm looking for? Not oblivious, but just kind of the world is great. Everything was great. Didn't matter if it was actually bad or if it was great. Everything was just great.
Everything is perfect.
Right, exactly. So it's almost just obliviousness in there, but they're smart, awesome people. So yeah, I don't know. No,
I'm glad that they got to experience that kind of a love,
maybe I couldn't see a problem with them. I'm not going to put words in their mouth, but I could see them going the distance.
So was there an ex that Xana had that maybe was mad that she was moving on?
I don't know Xana that well, honestly. Not plugged into relationships and the drama that well in campus, I guess.
Okay. What about Ethan's past? Did he ever talk about growing up?
Not a ton past basketball and kind of club and things like that.
Club? What do you mean by
Club basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. That's really what we kind of bonded over to start. When I first met him was I also played club basketball and traveled and, basketball all summer and all spring. And so that's kind of where we found our initial relationship was through basketball. But past that, before going, I really wasn't familiar with the area they're from at all. Nor did they really speak about it a ton.
Yeah, everybody said that they were this.
So that's why I know that.
Okay. Did he ever mention having a problem with anybody at the apartments where he rented?
Mm-hmm. I never touched that subject with him, though.
Do you know if Ethan was ever involved? Was he ever stopped by the police or contacted by law enforcement before all this?
I don't believe so. Not that our executive board has ever heard of. Normally we hear about those kind of things.
Okay. So, could you describe his personal habits? I mean, anything unusual?
No, he liked to play a lot of video games. He tolerated school. That's actually the reason why he wasn't, probably know that. It's why he wasn't living in the house. No, nothing out of the regular.
Do you know what he wanted to do after school?
I don't, to be honest with you. I can't remember if it was him or...
I mean, we could be able to hear this. What
on that, to be honest. No,
okay.
I'm not completely sure.
Any changes in his personality?
No, other than the fact that he wanted to be back in the house and was driving for that. So definitely more motivation, but not negative changes.
How were his interactions with other people that weren't Sigma Chi? Did he have any friends outside of Sigma Chi?
Yeah, he did. I know when they were going through Rush, they were very outgoing people, and I know a lot of people that really wanted them to be a part of their houses, and so that spoke to me pretty quickly of obviously they're outgoing people, and they just have those loving, friendly faces. When they smile, that you just want to talk to them. But I don't go out a ton to party or drink. I do it. I'm a college kid, but it's not where I spend the majority of my time. So, I can't really speak to like a lot of his outside interactions at like events or things like that. A lot of things I go to are pretty much just Sigma Chi events.
Okay. When you did stuff with other sororities, fundraisers and stuff, was he
normal, fine,
no
great.
problems?
Like one of the most people that brings in the most energy and gets people going. Yeah, no, never any issues.
Any significant events that happened prior to this, just around within the house, in the area? Car wreck, thefts, break-ins, fights with other people?
Yeah, not relating to him. No.
What were you going to say?
But that was a month or two before, and that is not related to Ethan.
What is it?
Had an incident with the police. I think he's still dealing with it, to be honest, but I can't speak on it, but I just know.
Is he a Sigma Chi?
Yeah, he is.
Do you remember what that was about?
It was a drunk driving related thing. But he plowed through a carport or something of the sorts, and he was dealing with that, but nothing before that.
Okay, let's talk about drugs a little bit here.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't care about drugs. We care about trying to solve homicide.
Yeah.
We understand that there was some drug use over 1122. Do you know about that?
I don't. I never spent enough time over there to really find out about those kind of things.
If you wanted to source Adderall, where would you go?
know there's a couple guys in the house that have prescriptions. If I wanted to, like, sourcing makes it sound bad. Makes it
If you're
sound
looking
like
for someone to sell you Adderall, where would you
see that. Yeah.
So there's a couple of people that have prescriptions.
Yeah, but like I'm not buying it from them. Like at that point, it's just like a, hey man, like I just need to get this assignment done, like something like that. Like
Fair enough.
I don't want to give you the impression that people are dealing Adderall out of our house. It's not like
No,
what's going
that's
on.
not what I think is going on. Frankly, I think it's a different house. But what about cocaine? No idea.
No idea. I mean, if you want to hear my,
He said, frankly, I think it's a different house. What?
I don't want to give you the impression that people are dealing Adderall out of our house. It's not like
No,
what's going
that's
on.
not what I think is going on. Frankly, I think it's a different house. But
Whose house, sir? And quite frankly, I didn't think it was a different house. Okay, well, we'd like to know.
what about cocaine? No idea.
No idea. I mean, if you want to hear my, I would assume that I could find a Delt that would sell me some, but that's also my just kind of
I think that's probably right.
preconceived prejudice opinion, maybe.
Why do you think that is?
I've had a couple of them come up to me at the quarter club and ask if I have anything on me or anything that they might be able to use.
Right. How about online behavior with Ethan? Did he do anything online unusual? Did he have any contacts online?
No, and like,
Do you play games with people from like back home?
Xbox, we just play with I play with
the house.
one of my, but he just lives at, he's like my brother. I grew up with him since I was 2, I think.
So we've got the Sigma Chi community.
Yeah.
And we've got grown up home family community.
Yeah.
What other communities is Ethan part of? I know somebody said he plays intramural sports.
Yeah.
And then he's got his classes that he takes.
Yeah.
So what, besides those 4 pots of people, what other pots might we find him in? If that makes sense.
I mean, honestly, and like the way he was so outgoing. So where like I almost wouldn't even group, like it would, as Sigma Chi, it would be like Greek life almost, which is like
right.
the hard part too, of like, he was an outgoing person like that. He knew a lot of people liked him. I forgot the kids, I think it's Jack or something. I'm not familiar, but I know that they were best friends and like made a great relationship through Rush.
Who he was best friends with?
I can't remember Jack. No, it's not Jack. To be frank, it's the kid who called 911.
Oh,
Hunter. Sorry, Hunter. Yes, Hunter, not Jack. Sorry, misspoke.
Where are you from?
I'm from. Yeah,
okay.
My family's originally from. So,
did you know?
No, I didn't.
Or didn't Showalter?
No, I grew up on the east side, so I pretty much stayed in my 15-minute radius there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know about Ethan's schedule? Like what he did every day?
No, to be honest, he texted me probably around noon every day to play Fortnite or some type of video game.
Were his classes online or were they in person?
I'm honestly not sure, to be honest. I most of the time couldn't play with him at noon because I'm in my heavy course load because I'm in my last 2 semesters here. So I'm in my series classes taking 18 credits. So most of the time I couldn't play, but he would text me just about every day asking if I could.
Okay.
Same answer. Homework, dog. I'm sorry.
Any recent changes to his schedule?
No.
So this is going to sound kind of formal, but this is actually worded pretty well. Inquire as to any instance where the victim ever discussed or displayed fear, concern, or discomfort about a particular person or situation. Anything?
No.
Did you ever express concern about one of the girls over at 1122, about somebody giving them a bad time?
No. I can't say that topic came up between him and I all that often. I was honestly closer with than I was Ethan, but I think that's also because I'm still in the house and I could talk to him more often. But
Fair enough.
those kind of topics never really came up when Ethan and I had the chance to talk. It was kind of just more goofy, good times. And
I think we already covered this, but anyone who didn't get along with him, or they had conflict with each other, that maybe he tried to just avoid him because they just didn't get along.
no,
Nothing like that. Well, was Ethan employed?
I don't believe so. I worked at the tulip fields when I went to the Celebration of Life.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know the name of those tulip fields, but I know they did that over the summer. And then I think they might have worked. But again, I just learned that at the Celebration of Life.
Well, they redacted a lot of this. I guess they're redacting names, but
If they worked, you know what they did? Was Ethan a big golfer?
I don't think he did that much up here.
He played intramural sports, is that right?
Yeah.
What intramural sports did he play?
Volleyball, basketball, maybe badminton,
Is that really?
football, yeah. We had a wrestling intramural. He didn't do wrestling, but we had one this year, which was crazy. Let's see. Soccer. I don't know. Pretty much anyone he could get his name on there for.
Again, ever have any conflicts with anybody with intramural?
so somebody that's active, not somebody that's sitting at home doing drugs all day or dealing them or, anything like that. Because he just named off like 5 sports. And I know when you play a sport, you must practice that sport as well. So he must have been a busy guy.
Sports that
No, nothing like that.
Hey, Marcella. Yeah, this is 12. 13.
Do you know if he did anything for money other than a job? Was money ever an issue? Was he ever not able to pay his bills, or did he ever make a big purchase where people were like, "Wow, where'd the money come from?" and everything like that?
No big purchases. Okay, no big purchases.
How do I word that? Like if he needed something, they're always there. Like, you need anything, like,
Right.
it's not a bad way to
Didn't
live.
struggle
but-
for money.
Right, yeah.
I'm gonna fix that table.
Did you notice whether the way that he spent his time or the people he was hanging out with had changed in the weeks preceding his death?
No, I think he's pretty much stuck with the same people for the past year and a half. I think that's about how long him and Xana, about a year or something like that, and really spent a lot of time with us. And then the only other person I knew that he spent a lot of time with was Hunter, but I know that their relationship was great. So,
Okay. What cars did he drive?
I only remember him riding passenger with Kyle, I believe, when they would go to get Taco Bell, but that's because my car's in the parking lot too. So it's kind of just like places I'm at often were the places that I saw him often. I never really saw him in his own car if he ever had one. I'm really not sure.
Where did he eat most of the time?
Taco Bell. Every time, where you going? Eat Taco Bell.
If you guys don't say Taco Bell like that next time you go, then we're not friends anymore. Okay? I don't go Taco Bell, so you got to be the one to do it.
Was he religious? Did he go to church?
Not that I know.
I assume you would have said something, but to ask the question,
Yeah.
do you know anybody that has that kind of car? I've seen that car in the area.
I haven't. No.
Are you a hunter? Outdoorsman?
Yeah, I guess. My dad's way more avid than I am. Probably wishes I was a bit more, but I just got my hunting license a year ago or so.
Okay, I'm going to show you a picture of the knife. This is a very unique looking knife just because of, well, have you ever seen a knife like this before? Do you know what kind of knife that is? Do you know anybody who owns one?
No, I don't. I'm familiar with the K-bar because I've seen them at like gun shops and things like that, but no, I don't know.
Really unique handle.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Leather wrapping.
Okay. Unfamiliar.
These interviews are like getting a lot more intense, I feel like, because in the beginning of the interviews, like the day of the murders, you know, they were bringing the kids in and they were just like, you know, have you seen anything? Have you heard anything? Kind of like just they didn't know, they didn't have anything to go on, right? The cops didn't have anything to go on. So now that they've had the K-bar, you know, the sheath, and they know what it, you know, what knife it goes to and all that, or the knife that it goes to, they're showing that to them now, and they're asking them these kind of questions and showing them the knives and stuff, you know.
So these last questions are going to be a little weird, but they're kind of supposed to be. When did you hear that this had happened?
I heard before anyone else in the house, really. I heard it from my friend who had heard that there was a group of deceased people and that one of them might be Ethan. And I just stepped out of my room for the first time. He's our.
I was once your. True story.
Right.
Okay, so he told you, and when you fully realized what had happened, that there were 4 people that had been murdered via being stabbed, and one of them was Ethan, and one of them was Xana, and they were at that 1122 house. What was your initial take? What did you first think?
I don't know. I wasn't that close with the girls, so I was kind of missing a lot of pieces in that sense of like I didn't even honestly tell like I didn't know the other 3. I didn't even know that Xana was there with Ethan. I just heard Ethan's name, and then probably 3 or 4 days after I figured out the other people, or we heard or somehow. But honestly, my initial reaction wasn't even like, how did this happen? It was, or like, what happened? It was just like, Ethan, like, that was the only thing I could think about, was just like, nobody should have to go through that, and like especially not him, out of all people, like, he was the least deserving of that. Like, that, I feel like that was the only thing I could think of, was the fact that, like, again, I wouldn't wish that upon anyone else in the world, but especially him. Like, he never deserved that. I feel like that was the only thing that kept running through my head for the first 3 days.
Just because he was such a good person.
Just like the most impeccable. Like, again, not the smartest, not the hardest working all the time, but like just the most genuine ever. Like, that, he never lacked that ever. So
if you had to attribute, I mean, what did you suspect who did you suspect had done this? Or what type of person would you suspect had done this? And what do you think their motivations might have been?
I don't know. I guess when I heard that there was no sexual mutilation of the bodies, it is almost more frightful in the sense of still being hurt, or like that person still being in an area, because like that changes the motive or like the reasoning behind it a lot, right? So I guess that's kind of was my main thing. I don't really know what I thought out of that, but I was just more taken aback by that, I guess, of the fact that like there was, like, it was just to kill. There was no, like, that's what stuck with me the hardest, I guess. I don't know if that answers your question or not, but
no, it's a good take on it. Some people say interesting things that, it's like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Do you think it could be somebody within the Greek system that did this, that knew them? Do you think there's people in the Greek system that are capable of this?
I believe so. I couldn't put names to that, or like, but I'm like, there's situations, even like don't take this in the wrong way at all, but I live alone in that bottom room. Like, I could walk out and do anything at any point in the night, and none of my brothers would ever know. So like, people think it would be hard, but like, it would not be that hard for someone to, tiptoe out of their house at 3 a.m. and all their buddies are drunk, or who knows, there's a lot of different circumstances people are in that I think would allow opportunity for this. And my gut, I've talked to Jim about this a lot, and we're kind of on the same page, but just due to, I don't believe, I mean, you guys know more than me, but I don't believe that it could be a traveling person. I mean, again, it's not hard to guess what a college kid's doing on a Saturday, whatever. But to me, it was a bit more meditated than that. And to me, it's like, someone wouldn't just be able to like waltz through Moscow on a weekend and hit timing points like that. And like Thanksgiving break and snow on the ground and like things like that, where there was like, that's where I think it sadly came from. Someone, maybe not the Greek community, but someone who had
a lot of people that are from out of town.
Yeah.
Ball games.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And, these, especially, the girls had big social media presences.
Yeah.
A lot of postings of photos online and whatnot.
Yeah.
You could digitally stalk someone these days.
That's true. I don't know. I think it'd be hard for someone to hit those kind of time periods, just because, like, I mean, it's easy to guess that they're drinking, but time periods are so sporadic on those kind of things. I don't know. I don't think someone could come through on a weekend and get that kind of luck. And I don't think it was luck. You guys probably do get a lot of tips, huh?
Is there anything else that you haven't talked about that you think that we should know about Ethan or you or the victims or anything?
No.
Okay. So on the night before, were you around at the house?
I was. I helped set up the lodge for the lodge party we had. Like moved all the couches into the study and stuff. And then I probably hung out at the party. So we always have someone who's sober. So I was kind of one of those guys that night. I wasn't assigned, but I just was hanging out up top. And then I went to bed about 12:30.
That was a controlled entrance party.
Yeah.
Anything happened at the party?
No.
Nobody getting a yelling match with somebody? No fights?
No, it was smooth. All of our parties go smooth. He's a very good negotiator when it comes to getting people out that he doesn't care to have in there. So we never really have conflicts or problems with guys with girls or things like that. I mean,
Did you notice if Kaylee or Maddie came to the party?
I didn't,
Do you think you would have noticed if they had come?
Honestly, no. I don't really keep an eye out for people like that. I'm ready to get my degree and get out of here.
What was it?
They had come.
Girls or things like negotiator when it comes to getting people out that he doesn't care to have in there. So we never really have conflicts or problems with guys with girls or things like that. I mean,
Did you notice if Kaylee or Maddie came to the party?
I didn't,
Do you think you would have noticed if they had come?
Honestly, no. I don't really keep an eye out for people like that.
People like what? People like what? I'm side eyeing you now. People like what? He said, I'm ready to get my degree and get the heck out of there. I'm sorry, but if two beautiful blondes, two beautiful brunettes, any hair color, but these girls were beautiful. If they were up in that house and he was at that party, he would have remembered if they were there. I'm sorry, he would have. He'd have been like, yeah, they were there. But he said he was in the back room the whole time because his finances were with the parents' weekend. I don't know.
I'm ready to get my degree
I'm thinking maybe he spent all of his money on parents' weekend and then he didn't have any more money to party.
and get out of here.
So did you see Ethan and Xana at the party?
No, I just saw setting up the lodge earlier, but I never saw Ethan and Xana in the lodge.
You didn't see much of anybody.
So if you didn't see him, you don't know what time they left. Did you happen to go to the other formal, I think it was the sorority? Did you happen to go to that?
I wasn't.
Anything else we haven't talked about?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the interview at 5:08.
Okay. Look at that. Oh, Taylor Swift. I was trying to see. No, nothing. Okay. So I think we'll watch the second part of that. Or not second part of that. There's just a second interview. But he wasn't the guy that I thought was up on the house. That wasn't him. I went back and I looked. I don't see him actually in that crowd at all of people. So maybe he wasn't at that party. I just feel like that just by looking at Maddie and Kaylee at the food truck, right? Or even at the corner club, they were social. Like they made, I don't know. I feel like they had a presence about them. I feel like, some people like are, maybe they're like, I just feel like they were loud and goofy and that they would have been heard if not even just seen. Some people are seen when they go they go into a room because they are, loud and they're super friendly and they're loud and they're extroverted, and that's what gets their attention, people's attention. And then there's other people that are, maybe tall, and they, get a lot of people's attention when they go into a room because of how tall they are. There's just all kinds of things, But yeah, I think he knew if they were there. I think he knew if they were there. Yeah, he said he did know them in the beginning, but he said he wasn't really friends with them. Yeah. So, I think that's all I got for you. Yeah, they looked well, and that, yeah, and I think that with them being sort of themselves, they were probably just wanting to talk to each other. They really didn't care about anybody that was there at the bar at the moment, because that's what me and my friends used to do. Every time we went out, people thought we were stuck up, but we were not. No, sir, we were not. But all of my friends had babies by the time that they were like 22, 23, 24, maybe working on their second or something. And then there was me with 0. So when we would go out to a bar, we would want to sit at a table and just talk, because my friends didn't get out that much, right? Because they had kids. So it was like, that's what we did. We weren't there to flirt with the guys that we went to high school with. give me a break. We were there just to have a good time with each other. And now one of my really, really, really good friends, she's like my emotional support human. She's leaving me. She's moving to Louisiana. And I don't like that. So I got to get down and see her soon. He might have been, I don't know. I thought he meant like he spent too much money at Parents' Weekend, that he didn't have enough money to, go in for this weekend. I don't know. But that could have been it. That could have been what he was saying. He was, he was saying, like, I don't know. There were some things that he was saying that I was just like, what? What the heck? Well, it's not every day you go on the law and crime site and somebody is a first freaking comment on there. Like, huh. Okay. Yeah, I guess she'll have that. But I think that's all I've got for y'all for this Friday. Oh, also, if you didn't hear, I might do a stream on my second channel about it because it's just too damn funny not to. Nerdy and JLR, they're going at it. Nerdy Addict is a creator, and he has, I think he has a decent following on the old Twitter too, the X, 53,000, 54,000. And then, JLR, he's on X as well. Well, the little bit of the scoop is Nerdy Addict went like a quarter mile from JLR's house, not in front of his house. He was streaming the whole time. You can see he was a quarter mile away. Well, we don't know exactly how far, but that's what they said. I'll take them at their word. And JLR got on his live and he was like, oh no, someone's in front of my house right now. They're outside of my house. I got to stop streaming, but I'm going to leave the stream up in case something happens to me. Or like, I don't know. It was just kind of stupid because he can sit in front of people's houses all the time and he expects them not to say anything, but someone goes and does it to him one time for the one time. So Nerdy Addict said that he was going to go out to Tucson. He has been covering Nancy Guthrie's case since it started, just like JLR. Not boots on the ground out there, but he wanted to be. So he's like, I'm going to Tucson. He got off the plane, and apparently JLR was in the airport trying to like stalk him, I guess that's what he's calling it. I'm just saying what he's saying, what he's calling it, at the baggage claim. So Nerdy called police. Police came and cited JLR. I have the citation. They cited JLR, and now JLR I saw earlier, even though he blocked me, I'm still seeing his shit, even though he blocked me. I'm taking that as for pride too. But he said he is going to come back. He's coming back to Florida, and he is now going to go to Nerdy Addict's house, and he's going to like stand out front and yell things at Nerdy. It's a little bit of a shit show. It's like it's going to be a party in here. We're going to party it up. Maybe tomorrow we'll do it. I don't know. I just think it's hilarious. I do. I think it's hilarious that these two grown men are going back and forth with each other. JLR tried to ignore it, but he couldn't ignore it. He just couldn't. You know what I mean? He just couldn't. He just couldn't ignore it. I bet people were probably in his live saying stuff to him as well. But I mean, shoot. Aren't they, Casey? But I'm like, I'm ready to get some popcorn. I have no popcorn here to pop. Can you believe that? That's a shame. That should be a crime in itself. But yeah, I think I might stream it on my second channel sometime. Just because I think it's hilarious. I do find it funny. You know, it's like, hello guys. Oh, hey kitty. Oh, over here in your seat, kitty. But I think there's and then White Boy Radio is another one that's, you know, talking the truth about JLR, I guess. And Molly Golightly is in this now. Everybody. But yeah, he blocked me on the X. I was like, oh, I got a lot of congratulations from people and welcome to the club. I got a lot of welcome to the club. I felt like I was an invited guest, you know? Yeah. And I mean, you could see how they were both extroverted and introverted that night, right? You know, at the corner club, they're kind of over off to themselves, but they do talk to people throughout the night. But when they get to the food truck, they're way more, you know, social. I feel like, you know, you got Maddie screaming at at Joe Bid It, saying F you, and just like, you know, they're much more animated. You know, I don't know if it's because after a couple drinks or what, but I know give me one drink, I'd be passed out on this desk. What are you trying to do, kitty? You just took up the whole desk. I just put the keyboard on my lap nowadays. It's fine. We haven't let her out of this room yet because we are trying to introduce Rocky again, and he didn't. I guess he smelt her through the door today, and Vincent said he was hacking again, hissing and coughing. He's too old to hiss. Like, he's never been a hisser. He's never had to. So he's like trying to overdo it. He's going to need voice box surgery before the end of it. If he doesn't have a heart attack first, which I hope he doesn't. She's just a little girl kitten. She's getting big though, I think. Yeah, I'm talking about you. And Vincent bumped up the food another notch. He's like, I got the cat new food. I said, why would you be changing that cat's food? It might have diarrhea if you do that. And that's a little TMI, but she's doing good. She's like our titanium built cat. She needs like, her middle name needs to be like something. I need to make her a cool middle name. She doesn't have a middle name yet. Tessie's her first name. If we don't figure one out soon, I'm just going to name her Model 3. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I'll be back on tomorrow. She's laying her head down. Oh, she's laid her head down. She's so cute. This cat is the cutest. If you're thinking of adopting a cat, do it if you can. I mean, and you want to, and you love cats. But I mean, they really are fun. They really are. They're cute. I did see her today underneath my chair making claw noises. And I said, now, Tessie, you come out. And then when she came out, she scooted her way all across the chair. And I was like, now, Tessie, that's not good. He is jealous. Yeah, he's jealous. He's a little jealous, Ladybug. Yeah, He's our boy, though. I mean, he was laying with me and everything today. I was like, oh man. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch Tessie's room, this room. We're gonna switch this room with our bedroom. We're gonna switch her rooms, and then that way the dogs can come back in here and they can smell around and smell her. And Rocky can come in when he wants to and smell her. And then eventually, I want to try to get it to where we can figure out some way to where Rocky can come in the room with Tessie when he wants to, but the dogs can't. Because I don't want the dogs to, like, you know, I don't want it to be like 3-on-1 and it scare her or so. Because they're 3 big animals, including the cat. The cat's like Rocky's twice or 3 times the size of Tessie. Rocky's a huge cat. He's a fat cat. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. If you don't mind, will you hit the like button on the way out? We can talk about whichever you guys want to talk about tomorrow. Let me know. Like I said, I can't believe we're following 5 cases from Ohio right now. 5 of them. Because we were talking about the Kyle Long case, and then we did like a live over it, and then we didn't do any more lives, and we should do them because he's going to be going to court. And there's a lot of documents that are out for him. And I think that case is interesting. It's the guy that said his wife killed herself with the knife, stabbed herself 17 times. Yeah. She had defensive wounds on her hands. So I don't know what's going on in Ohio, but hell. The dogs. Araya was like wanting to play with her, I think, but Araya has never played with a cat with claws, I don't think. So like, I don't want Araya to get hurt, like smacked up in the head, but she might. She probably will. They probably both will. Mia came in and didn't even know what the hell was going on. She just wanted me to pet her. She didn't even know there was a cat. And then we like showed her the cat kind of, and then she just wanted me to pet her again. So she was cool. Oh, Lorna, we got a little cat action going. Let me pick you up. Lorna needs to see you. Maybe make her feel better. Maybe make her feel better. There she is. Look up there. Look, oh, wrong way. Look up there. Oh, she looking good. Her eyes are really big. Her name is Tessie. She fell out of Vincent's car the other day. And now we have a cat. Oh, I didn't know that. They exist. I could see that, though, a lot of UFO sightings here. Maybe it's because it's so flat. We don't have a lot of hills. I mean, we have hills. We don't have mountains. Thanks, Lorna. I'm glad it made you smile. She's been making us smile. We know who her mama is. Her mama's a whore. She is. She very much is. Sorry. She's looking at me. No. Her mama is the orange cat that is around the neighborhood. And when this orange cat was a baby orange cat, I asked Vincent, I said, hey, Vincent, can we get that cat? And he was like, sure, and then we never got the cat. But then we saw litters. I've seen another cat. So I've seen another cat a long time ago, this kitten, but it was with the orange cat, and it was springtime, and they seemed to just be loving each other, and I didn't want to take her away from her mama. So, like they were just always there. And then she had this litter, and I don't know if she had any more in between those times, but she probably did. But then she had this kitten, and I could tell because she has the orange in her. I'm like, oh, I know who your mama is. She really is adorable. And Vincent's in here all day with her, so that makes me feel good because then I come in at night and then I'm hanging, and then we're, she at least gets somebody through the whole day, right? So that way, if I do like get up and go in the other room, it's okay. So I think he knew Ethan. He said he wasn't that good of friends with him, but he did know him from the fraternity. And I think he brushed him or something. And happy Easter. Yeah, happy Easter to everybody. I hope you guys have a good Easter if I don't see you. Look at my big bunny back there. I put out the Easter decorations a little late this year. I think I put them out, like a week ago? 2 weeks ago? I don't know. It feels like forever, though. I might pack them away after Easter, but you can't even really tell. There's bunnies right there. There's bunnies back here, but they're like gold. Yeah, you can't even see my bunnies. So, and then I have like a vase back here. Like this little white vase. I don't know what if that's Easter or that's just spring. I think it's just a spring vase. Well, I've heard that the orange cats are a little nutso. That would be nice, Belle or Bella. We did have an Ella that we loved very much, though. We'll have to see. Yeah, she's definitely a Tessie, that's for sure. She's going back to sleep. Yeah, no, I don't think he knew him all that well. I think that he just knew him through like the fraternity. I think they hung out with different groups because even with him saying like he was saying like kids and stuff. He was like talking to I was like, is he talking about like them? They're all the same age. Like he's like a year older. Thanks for hitting the like button in the polls because I always forget to end the polls. Look at that. I ended the poll. I ended both of them. Look at that. Look at me go. Look at me go. Overachiever here. Well, thank you guys for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. I'll be on live. I may go live sometime during the day because it's Saturday and I'll have this room open and available to me. And I think Vincent's working. So like working outside the house. So I think that I will do a live during the day. So make sure that you have me on subscribe. You have the bell icon on all alerts. That way you get alerted to all the content. You can check on a case. Yeah, 18-year-old friend, Jaden McComber. They have arrested. Okay, let me see. I'll put it up here. Caroline Pond. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll look at it. I'll take a look. Yeah. 3 guys and a girl. I just saw that. Oh, they're teenagers? Probably about I'd probably say about 2:30. Oh, wow, they're young. You can tell they're young. Oh, they're all young. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, man, that sucks. Okay. Yeah, if you want, you can always email me too. It's titaniumbuiltboo@gmail.com. And I think I'm going to change my email, but not for a little while. And when I do, I'll let you know the switch. You know what I mean? And I'll still use the Titanium Built Boo until I get everyone over there. Right? They exist me too. Well, thank you guys all for being here. I do appreciate it. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. And don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. Bye, guys.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't want to be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me. I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. 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 This is a stage just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent, I would work in a mansion or basement, yeah. There's no replacement for persistence, it's a patience, yeah. In this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring. And I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be.